How's it going, everybody? This is Beat the Bush. Today I'm going to give my honest opinion on how you can quit your 9 to 5 job and possibly retire early. This video is brought to you by Webull. You can help me out a lot just for signing up and getting your 2 free shares of stock. Check out my affiliate link down in the video description below. So I've quit my 9 to 5 job, an electrical engineering job, for about 3.5 years now. Coming this September would be my 4th year, and it seems like forever, right? To be out of a regular job that I got a degree in. I have a master's degree in electrical engineering, and I actually just walked out the door and didn't practice any more electrical engineering. Well, unless you count the capacity of kind of like hobby electronics, that's as engineering. But I basically didn't do any hardcore stuff, kind of like looking up at schematics and things. I was programming in MATLAB. I was kind of doing a lot of soldering, prototyping. Haven't done it. I'd say the chasing is actually a lot better than actually realizing it. After I realized it and I switched over, it was fun for a while. It was fun for a good 6 months. The first 6 months or so, I kind of like went wild. I did a lot of traveling the first year, just kind of went everywhere, because without a job, you're able to, not be attached to it. You don't have to ask for vacation or anything. So I just went every which way. I had a really, really great time. But kind of looking back, these 3.5 years, I would say striving for it was actually really, really fun. That whole year where I'm actually, sweating blood and tears. Like every day after work, I was like doing YouTube videos. I was working another 4 to 6 hours or so. I work 8 hours at work, another hour for lunch. And then I come back after like a 20-30 minute commute. And then I put in another 4 to 6 hours working on YouTube videos. And then sometimes you might see me a little tired on camera even. And then I go, edit a few hours into the night, work till like 2 in the morning. And then the next day, I get to work around 10:30 or so. Now, how can you actually quit your job yourself? Well, either you save up a whole bunch of money that you can actually retire and live off of your investments only. But the way I did it was actually try to get enough recurring income so that after I quit my job, I only rely on a small fraction of that recurring income. And this being YouTube income. Some people doubt themselves. They're like, oh, I don't think I can be that kind of person. Come on, I am a introverted engineer. I don't like social events. I don't like to talk to a lot of people. I don't even like going out all that much. So being on camera is probably the last thing you would expect me to do. But once you start doing it, you get better and better at it, and you get more comfortable with the camera. And if you've seen my channel over, I forget how long I've been on YouTube, maybe 5 or 6 years even, you can probably see me evolving, getting more and more comfortable with the camera. So maybe YouTube is not for everyone, but you do need to find an alternate source of income. Maybe it's like a side gig. Me having done eBay, I would say that is probably a viable source, but I personally don't like it too much because I'm not doing, kind of building anything. This is just my own personal preference. Like me buying stuff and then selling it back out, I feel like I'm not completing much, like in terms of doing good, I guess. It's more like you're doing the work to earn money. So there are certain things you can do just to earn money. And for me, buying and reselling or selling my old stuff is kind of like laborious task where I am just doing it just for the money. I honestly don't know what other things that you can do these days. I mean, for me, I didn't even think YouTube was actually possible when I started. I started it because I thought there was a slight chance that it might get me out of this rat race. When you start earning 1 penny or 10 cents, I got really excited about it. But I never thought that I would actually earn over $100 per month. And then it became more and more. And now it's thousands of dollars a month. So it became a viable source of income. And once it did that, to my surprise, I was like, hey, this is kind of looking like real. I can actually quit my job and do this. So, maybe you want to do on the side, start your own business or something, or like your own blog. That was one of the alternate things I looked at. These personal finance, financially independent, retired early blogs. It's like, hey, maybe I can do that. And actually started a website trying to blog all this stuff, figuring, hey, maybe I'll do the same thing. But that didn't turn out so well. It turns out that I like being on video a lot more than, writing paragraphs and paragraphs and not showing my face. Just talking to the camera is a lot easier than, taking pictures and writing copy. Early retirement is probably a lot rougher than people realize. Of course, once you reach this, it's not like you can purposely force yourself out of it, because that would be stupid, right? I put so much effort into this. It's kind of like people who earn a lot of money, maybe win the lottery, right? No one is in the right mind is going to go, okay, I'm going to take my winnings and then I'm just going to, just cast it all aside and pretend I never won. No one's ever going to do this. So same thing for early retirement. Once you attain this, it's not like you're going to give it up. But because of this, you're locked yourself into this perpetual thing where you have excessive amount of time. So these days, I personally need to find something more important to do. I am in this search, and it's actually been very psychologically taxing for myself. I welcome it actually, because I just feel like the more time I spend just trying to figure this out, I'm gonna learn more about myself, and maybe I'm gonna figure out, what the meaning of life is, or at least for myself. I'm gonna find something more meaningful to do in this whole quietness, right? Like every day it's like really quiet, and I have a lot of time to think to myself. So I'm onto something. When I find out, you'll probably, be the first to know, especially on YouTube over here. Back to how to quit your 9-to-5 job. I'd say if you are intent on doing this, even though once you reach the goal, it's gonna be tough. If you still want to do this, I'd say just begin somewhere. You gotta start somewhere. Have something that you can work on after work. You basically need to do it for maybe a few years after work, kind of like having a second job. You have 40 hours at work, and you have another 40 hours that you work very diligently on, maybe 4 to 6 hours every day after work. And then on weekend, 1.5 weekends or so, maybe 1 weekend even. And then the rest of the time, well, you can spend it with family, friends and stuff, right? So you're not completely like cutting everybody out of your life. You work very hard on this. And with all this time that you're working on yourself or business or whatnot, it will gain traction. Slowly but surely. This is how it happened for me, and I think it's definitely possible. But the thing is, not many people are willing to spend the time or the effort to do this, because it's just a lot easier to just go home and just turn on Netflix and just kind of veg out on a couch, because it is a lot easier. Instead of doing this, right, you have to like get off your butt and do all this work. I don't know what it is that you need to do, create something. For myself, I did the YouTube videos, but you just kind of have to force yourself. You have to have the will to do it. And if you're able to keep it up for a year, maybe 2 or 3 years, I feel like it's possible to get out of your day job. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe for more.